What up, everybody? Welcome back to yet another Sound of Violence podcast recap. We are going to be talking about last weekend's UFC Fight Night Maia vs. Usman card in Chile, as well as we're going to break down this Friday's Bellator 200 card, which is tape delayed. So it's actually going to happen before we record on Friday for our regular show.
Yeah, really looking forward to that.
Yeah, I am Pulver, and I'm here with my co-host, Chris Badaffer. What up, dude?
A little under the weather, but it's going to be gone by tonight. So, it's one of those did a little too much drinking on the weekend kind of things. Get sick for a day and a half. Don't be good as new tomorrow.
Yeah,
so.
like a professional, Chris is not drinking tonight because he's an adult. However, like a professional, I am drinking tonight. I'm drinking Larry's latest sour ale from...
Bell's, right?
Bell's, yeah. It's fantastic. I found this awesome liquor store out near Mira Mesa. It's a keg and bottle out near Mira Mesa. And it's fucking incredible, dude. They have like 2015 Avery brews, like tequila bottle aged 2015 beers that have been sitting on the shelf since then. They have a bunch of sours. They have a crazy stock of stuff. Maybe I'll link it in the description. But we are not here to talk about booze, despite my best efforts, although it will come up again later on the episode. But this card was pretty fun, man. I know a lot of people are sleeping on it, but like I mentioned on the MMA community, I feel like a lot of these cards that get slept on, especially the more what are considered like regional level MMA cards, I think people love regional MMA if they ever watched it, because it's a bunch of finishes. Essentially what regional MMA means is, hey, a lot of these fighters have gaps in their game, but they're working on them. So you're going to get crazy brawls where both people have opportunities to win.
Yeah.
I feel like we saw a lot of that in this card.
I think we did too. Just by looking at the fight card again and just kind of trying to recap in my mind, what was memorable about it. There's a lot of fights where you could look at each matchup on this card and think of some highlights.
Absolutely. I mean, we'll start at the top. Kamaru Usman versus Demian Maia. He ended up getting the decision 50-45
Kamaru
from
Usman,
one judge and 49-46 from the other two.
Initially, I'd given the first round to Demian Maia, but after watching this again, I'm giving all 5 rounds to Kamaru Usman. The first round is very close.
Super close. It really depends on how heavy you weigh leg kicks in. Because I feel like other than the leg kicks, Kamaru Usman didn't really land much, apart from maybe a couple jabs that were partially deflected. Demian Maia did land a good, solid shot or two, and then had that weird, twister back position that he did absolutely nothing with other than literally punch Kamaru Usman in the ass. Yeah, I'm still kind of torn on how to score that round. I could see it going either way, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, it should have been a draw, technically, because if you can't score it, but you can't really call the first round a draw.
Yeah, I mean, I could see how both people would have advantages. Kamaru Usman definitely landed more leg kicks, and I feel like Demian Maia definitely landed the harder punch, or two. So, I don't know, score that how you will. I'm surprised so many people clearly gave it to Maia, but I could see how you would do that, I guess. Yeah. The next 4, though, are all Usman.
Speaking of this co-main event, how about Tatiana Suarez?
Well, first off, I want to touch on with Kamaru Usman and then...
Oh, that's right. Yeah, excuse me. I'm just jumping the gun here.
It's all good. Usman was really solid at not going on a full 90-degree angle when stuffing takedowns and exiting, which we were talking about during the fight. It's something that Tyron Woodley brought up to everyone's attention on both this podcast and after the fight he had with Maia, where everyone exits on a 90-degree angle, and that's how Jorge Masvidal kept getting caught by that half guard, where Maia will get a takedown stuffed, you'll circle 90 degrees straight into his half guard, and then he'll sweep from there and end up on your back. And he completely stuffed that every time, where he would exit at that 70-degree
you could tell
angle.
Too. You could see Usman's kind of just on the balls of his feet. He's already kind of motioning towards half guard of Maia, because he's already reading when Maia's going to try that leg sweep, and that was really impressive. Yeah, it was really impressive too. Is that wizard that he pulled off?
Dude,
that wizard guard,
the first round,
wizard defense, in that first round, that
takedown was so fucking deep, and he hit that wizard very last second. Was able to belly down on it and get back to his feet, but that was a deep takedown attempt for Maia.
So where do you think Maia goes from here? I just hope they don't give him another wrestler.
Yeah, no, I think if Darren Till loses, I think that would be a fun fight. They'll never do it, but I think that would be a fun fight because I'd like to see Darren Till against the Damian Maia type. Especially since Damian Maia at this point has got to be towards the bottom half of the top 15.
Yeah.
Because Usman was, what, 7 or 8?
Usman
based
was
on
7,
their
I think
garbage rankings.
Yeah.
So,
shouts out to Big Mac.
Yeah, shouts out to the fucking UFC PR team who makes those rankings. Or they're at least one member on that team. Along with, like, weird Canadian journalists no one knows of. And, like, sports writers for outlets no one cares about. It's a fuck that entire... Well, dude, one good thing, maybe ESPN will actually change that a bit because they have their own rankings.
Well, speaking of which, have you seen their rankings as of late?
No. Is it bad?
Okay. Guess...
ESPN or UFC?
ESPN's. Guess who the current middleweight champion is?
Wait, what does this mean? There's only one middleweight champion.
George St. Pierre is a middleweight champion right now, according to ESPN, as of today. And
he
BK,
that belt, right?
BK is currently the lightweight champion on ESPN rankings. So whatever intern or person that's supposed to do the rankings in ESPN has been sleeping.
I'm so upset.
So hopefully that's not a sign to tell how ESPN's going to handle their MMA coverage.
I'm 50-50 on it at this point. I don't know that they give a fuck. I think they're literally just stealing content from Fox at this point. It kind of feels that way. We'll see. We'll see how it plays out. Anyway, back to Usman Maia. Yeah, Usman essentially from there just kept rinse and repeating, beating the shit out of Maia on the feet and then stuffing takedowns. Broke both his hands in the fight. I believe it was Jimmy Smith said afterwards. Saw Usman on the street and he couldn't close either one of his fists because his hands were so fucked up. So... big win for Usman. I'd really like to see him get the winner of this Till Wonderboy fight. Either way, they'll never do it because he would fuck both of them up. Or if he doesn't fuck Wonderboy up, they're not going to give Wonderboy another shot. So it's like, I guess unless it's RDA. That whole top of that division's so fucked because of the interim belt bullshit they're starting right now. So. That should be interesting going forward, I guess, in a frustrating kind of way. It's really upsetting how the interim belts are breaking divisions in this sport. Because they really are. The UFC really should just...
I think it's mostly, too, because a lot of the fighters want to get paid. So the only way they can pay them more is just...
They should just start 165 as a division and stop with all the interim
and I think they will.
Like, if you want more belts, just make more belts. And yeah, I'm not mad at the fighters for taking interim fights because they get paid a fuckload more. It's essentially they get paid title wages. So I don't blame the fighters. I just blame terrible ass Endeavor for not being good at any of this.
Oh, by the way, they finally fixed it. I just checked now.
They?
This was like 2 days ago that I saw it.
Oh yeah,
so someone must have said something.
It's adjusted now.
Yeah.
Reddit threw it out there and someone freaked out.
Yeah, so they have it right now. Bobby Knuckles and Habib. Okay, that's funny.
All right, well we will keep on moving on. Co-main event of the night: Tatiana Suarez versus Alexa Grasso. Good googly moogly, Tatiana Suarez.
Yeah. Tatiana Suarez looks sharp in there.
Dude, sharp is an understatement.
She's not afraid to exchange. She had size on Grasso, which is big considering she's already a great wrestler too. I think she was an Olympic wrestler or nearly Olympic level wrestler.
High level.
She's definitely a high lever wrestler for sure. And she used her levering ability to basically get Grasso to the ground. Right. She got those underhooks pretty easily. I mean, Grasso, I don't think, if I recall, it's ever really been known to be...
she's always been a boxer.
Yeah.
I mean, her dad's a boxer. She trains at a boxing gym. She's a boxer.
Either way, yeah. Highly impressed with Tatiana Suarez. Yeah, she's still undefeated, 6-0, still young.
Looked amazing, actually, in this fight.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to see where they send her. I hope they don't give her, like, a Felice Herrig or someone crazy next. That is a huge step up in competition.
I could see them giving Tatiana Suarez someone like Angela Hill. No,
that's too big a step up.
That's too big a step up, too, yeah.
Like, you gotta give her, like, Yoder's at 135er, huh?
No, she's a 115er.
She's a 15er?
Yeah.
Like a Yoder type, or like someone that is in between Alexa Grasso and like the Felice Herring.
Because Random Marcos is still ranked.
Yeah, like whoever random like who did Random Marcos fight last? Someone like that.
Dude, just have her fight Paige Van Zandt. But I don't think Paige Van...
25er. Also, she...
Oh, she's a 25er now.
Also, she is a little bit heavier now.
I noticed that,
As TMZ reported.
Yeah, I saw it.
Well, so that was rumored, and then TMZ confirmed it with her. She said, I believe the quote was, "Yeah, I bought him."
Yeah.
Sure, hey, not mad at it.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's mad.
Not worth covering, but... not worth covering up. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, we'll keep on moving. Dominic Reyes.
Hey, Reebok's happy now. Like, hey, can you do another one of those videos?
For real. They're like, yo, remember that terrible fucking black and white video you did? Let's redo that. Maybe a little bit less Reebok on. Dominic Reyes and Jared Cannonier fought, and I got this one super wrong.
Actually, I guess I got the method right. Huh.
You basically nailed it. I was surprised that Cannonier was such an underdog in this, and to be fair, he looked real good up until the point where he got almost deaded on the feet.
Yeah, that uppercut that Reyes set up after being basically just swarmed into the corner of the fence by Cannonier is really what kind of just kind of set up the finish, really.
100%, yeah.
Kinda,
He absolutely clipped him bad with that.
He just pulled out all the stops after that.
And from there, he's just throwing high kicks and nasty body kicks and like sweeping hooks. And Jared Cannonier was just stumbling backwards, trying to find space, and he's able to get the finish via punches in the first round. But super impressive performance. Dominic Reyes, I still would like to see him fight someone who will wrestle the shit out of him. I still don't have any confidence in him not losing to a Pat Cummins type. Also, I would love to see him fight Pat Cummins. I feel like that's like the perfect next matchup for him. Pat Cummins still signed?
Yeah.
He's still on the roster, right?
Didn't he fight on his card?
No. That's Zach Cummings.
God damn it, see.
Pat Cummins is the 205er who fought Daniel Cormier on
That's
short
right,
notice.
that's right.
Good wrestler, big mustache.
The Bronson.
Bronson, yeah. I'd like to see him fight someone like that who's going to just try and wrestle fuck him the entire time. I feel like that'll show a lot of Reyes' game. Because even in his fight with Kimball, he kind of got tossed around a little bit in the beginning of that.
Yeah.
So I'd like to see him tested with a decent wrestler, but Endeavor doesn't seem to be interested in testing strikers with wrestlers anymore. Like Zuffa used to be. And that will come up later on the show. Actually, on later in the week, but we will keep on moving on.
I was gonna say this next fight, probably one of my favorite fights on the whole card.
It was really fun.
Can you guess why?
Because his name's Guido Canetti.
No, I don't care that he's a doo-wop dago such as myself.
He's Argentinian.
Well, remember, there's a lot of Italians that live in Argentina.
I know. I'm just saying.
But he's also a doo-wop dago.
No,
the reason why this
the name alone.
Yeah, I know, right? The reason it's one of my favorite fights was the crowd. The crowd was insane. Like you're at a fucking soccer
You called this way ahead of time, too.
Well, I remember these guys are gonna hate. They're gonna hate the fucking
crowd
Argentina guy.
Wild.
Yeah,
this fight.
When he got announced as the winner, just like woo.
He kind of won him over a little bit, though.
A little bit, yeah.
At the end, but yeah, no, they definitely were. They were fucking rabid in the beginning of this fight, and yeah, honestly, Rivas didn't put out enough volume to win this fight, which is kind of what Rivas does.
There wasn't too many ole, 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 Diego chants to help him out. But...
That's right. He didn't yell yes enough to win.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just one of those things where Rivas, he's just low volume, and until he starts throwing more volume, and I can be confident in him throwing more volume, I can see a lot of dudes just outworking him, which is what Guido Canetti did.
And I didn't realize Guido Canetti's 38 years old. That was kind of crazy.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah.
Oh,
Here's
man.
Battle of the Hotties here on this card.
Oh, my God. I've heard... we will talk about some podcasts later this week. That
they just kind of gush over it a little too much? Oh, boy.
Fucking shouts out to... Spoiler alert. Shouts out to DJ Tony, who is a host of a podcast. I actually don't even mind him when he calls an MMA junkie, but good God, bro. Put it back in your pants when you're doing a podcast. We'll talk about that later this week. Check out episode 77 of the Sound of Violence podcast. Anyway, Andrea Lee took on Veronica Macedo. Dude, good fight. But Macedo is pretty fucking green.
Yeah.
She has great kicks. She clipped Andrea Lee with a head kick pretty bad. But Andrea Lee is tough as hell and a veteran and was able to just kind of instigate a clinch exchange and win most of the grappling exchanges in this fight. Apart from a couple instances where she would get into a wrestling exchange and end up on bottom because she's too willing to play a bottom game. Because she has very good jiu-jitsu as well. But her clinch, I feel like, dictated the majority of this fight. She had a lot of knees to the body,
she had a pretty slick judo thrower, kind of like hip toss.
Yeah, it was head and arm-esque.
Yeah, and she kind of already had that against the cage, too.
Yeah, it's not as bad as another fight we'll talk about tonight, where head and arm throws are going to be prevalent, but she still is a little too willing to get into weird judo throws and stuff where she gives her back, but good performance either way. What do we have next?
Oh, we got Vicente Luque, who I didn't know was Chilean by way of his dad. His dad's full-on Chilean. So that was cool because he had a really rambunctious kind of crowd support.
Absolutely.
For the whole fight.
Yeah, they were hyped on him. Understandably.
Yeah, he took on Canada's Chad Lepre.
Cannabis Chad.
Canada's Chad, isn't he Canadian? Chad Lepre?
Cannabis?
I said Canada's. That's
what
I said.
Canada's.
But I said
Cannabis Chad Lepre.
No, unless that's his secret nickname.
It's like, I don't know. Dude, is he friends with Pollyanna?
Yeah, no, I know, right? No, Canada's. This guy's from Canada.
That makes way more. Although, to be fair, Canada, cannabis, not that different.
It's not.
All you Canadian stoners out there know I'm talking about.
Shouts
out to the entire MMA community.
Shouts out to Trailer Park Boys, of course.
Oh, that too.
So this fight did not last long at all.
Definitely not. Bunch of scrambles earlier with and Lepre did have some cage control, but man, once they broke, there's a bunch of pressure from Luque and he kept working that stiff jab. Then eventually he hit that same time counter where he dropped Lepre's with the left and hit that ground and pound finish. It's crazy. Like, he threw a jab as Lepre threw a jab. He stepped off and then banged Lepre with the left as he was going to throw and put him down and then ground and pounded him out. Super short, super decisive.
Yeah, it was just, what was it? Just 45 seconds into the first round, this is over?
Definitely not super decisive, super concise, yeah. But, yeah, it was very quick into that round. I don't know if I have it written down, but...
Or no, I had it backwards. It was 4 minutes and 16 seconds. Or no, I always forget. Is the timestamp, that's when it occurred, or is that how many minutes in? It's how many minutes in?
I can tell you by looking at a different fight that happened a little bit further down the card. That's the amount of time in.
Okay, yeah. Never mind. So this was...
so at the end of the round, yeah.
Yeah. So near the end of the round.
Yeah, Lepre's got some decent cage control in and looked okay, but... kind of got a little brawly at the end, and he got clipped. All right, well, we'll keep on moving on. Michael Prazeres took on Zach Cummings in a close decision.
Yeah, Michelle.
Super close. I was back and forth on this.
Yeah, I think I gave it to Prazeres. It was just I don't know. There wasn't too much striking from each fighter. It was kind of more of a clinch control.
Yeah, no, the biggest notes I had on it was, I think the first round you definitely give to Prazeres. I'm pretty sure. He just basically did more in that round. The second round, I was giving to Zach all the way up until literally the last two strikes of that round, where Prazeres bombed on him with two giant overhand hooks. Just like winged on him with a couple shots right at the end of the round that seemed to stumble him. So I actually gave Prazeres that second barely off of that. And then the third round I definitely gave to Zach, just off of Prazeres fading a bit. But they brawled for most of this fight. One thing that bugged me, though, is there was the stand-up from the ref 3 minutes into the first round. And Zach had lockdown from bottom, half guard. So essentially, you're essentially hooking it's like what Anderson Silva did DC at UFC 200, where you're hooking that bottom, the base leg with your leg, so it's very hard for the dude on top to actually make any kind of improvement on position.
Yeah.
So you're basically stalling from bottom. And the entire time, Prazeres was trying to work out of that. But the ref eventually got tired of watching him try and work out of it and stood it up. Where Big John literally last week on Rogan said, hey, I will only stand fights up if the dude on top is stalling. If the dude on bottom is stalling to get a stand up, but the dude on top is working, I don't give a shit. I'll let him work all goddamn day if he's still working. And the whole time, Prazeres is like changing his pressure, trying to move back and forth to try and free the leg. He's constantly maneuvering. He was actually in the middle of changing position and like trying to go for like a knee slice in the middle of all of this shit. The ref stands it up. So I thought that was a terrible stand up. And I actually had what's his face coming into that, but I thought that was a terrible stand up.
Yeah, I'll have to watch that fight again. I just remember it was just a lot of grappling and
I
remember, wasn't there multiple stand-ups too?
Yeah, well, Prazeres got the takedown early, and then there was that stand-up, and then he got the takedown early in the second from the back clinch. And Zach clipped him and cut him with a hook against the cage after that. It was pretty close fight, but I think Prazeres definitely won it. Despite it being close, for sure.
I was going to say, this next fight, this flyweight bout, I see why I chose Moreno. I really do. But once this fight went along, this is really identical what Pettis did with the kicking. Like, Moreno has good movement, and he has good, like, elusiveness. But once he started getting hit with those in the pocket combinations, he was just getting lit up pretty good.
And jab to death.
Yeah.
I slept on Pantoja's jab and ability to judge distance a lot in this matchup.
The way this fight went was how everyone thought the fight in Tough was going to go when they matched number 1, number 16.
100%.
So, could that have been a fluke for Moreno then? Possibly. Who fucking knows? You can't say that.
Well, fluke is like, who knows? Fluke is, anybody can catch anybody any day, you know? Just one of those things, especially in the Tough, like, who knows who was having a bad day or a bad weight cut or whatever, you know? But Pantoja absolutely easily took that decision. Not even close. And pretty impressive performance all around. Easy 30-27 for him.
Yeah, two of the judges gave it 30-26.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
I didn't see it either.
I think it's just because Moreno was pretty busted up by the end from the jab. But I had it 30-27. I thought he clearly won all 3 rounds, but he dropped Moreno, I think, in the second or third, one of those.
Yeah.
But I didn't see it as enough to get him a 20 or a 10-8 round.
So disclaimer, I did not see the rest of these prelim fights because I had gotten
you missed Polyana Marijuana?
Well, I saw the replay, which was holy shit.
I mean, that's all you have to see.
Those goddamn kicks to the body were brutal.
It was a 30-second fight. You don't really... The replay is the fight, basically.
Yeah. I remember I was just watching, I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, Polyana hit double... She basically... She came out switching stances and throwing kicks early. Especially leg kicks, and then she hit a lead liver kick twice, like a lead leg liver kick twice in a row, then hits a straight right as the girl is falling backwards, and then ground and pounds her way to a finish in 30 seconds in. Super fucking impressive. Siri Kondo, if you guys have not watched her fight with, I believe it's Chammy John, super tough, durable. She's a good outside fighter. She's a good pressure fighter. She got bodied with liver kicks, lead liver kicks too, not like switch stance liver kicks where it's the power side. Polyana was stepping into him with the lead side and still banged her with 2 of them right to liver, and it completely crushed Siri Kondo. Super impressive win, and man, I'd like to see more of her in that division. I am still very genuinely upset though that she has bailed on the nickname Mota.
I know, Polyana Marijuana is so fucking
Polyana Marijuana is the greatest nickname ever, and forever I'm going to call her that. So apologies in advance, Polyana Marijuana, but it's too good a nickname to not use. Speaking of great finishes, holy shit, Gabriel Benitez versus Bandone. Did you see this fight?
I see these fights. I didn't see the rest of these fights, but I did see the replay of this.
Yeah, you saw the replay.
That was cool.
Again,
that's what I thought. I was just
another
awesome.
minute full of chaos. Essentially, Benitez counters Bandit with a left uppercut during a combo and drops him hard. He then dives into... That was like 10 seconds in. He then dives into ground and pound Bandit. Bandit catches him in a super deep armbar 20 seconds into the fight. Bandit is going to hit it really... he's working hard for the armbar, and Benitez picks him up, slams him, and then ground him where he's already mostly out. Isn't it kind of like
reminiscent of what John Jones did to Vitor?
It's semi, but way hard to slam. And then ground and pounds him out with another 2 punches that were almost unnecessary, and gets the super nasty TKO. I think it's like, 30 seconds in? 40 seconds in? Something like that. Crazy, crazy finish. And a big, big statement for that dude. Enrique Barzola took on Brandon Davis. Enrique Barzola can wrestle his motherfucking ass off. I wasn't aware how good that dude's wrestling is, but holy shit. He put on a clinic against Brandon Davis. He just came out throwing a bunch of wild hooks and banging with him, but then mixing in super solid counter double legs in exchanges, or hitting big dumping doubles against the cage when he's able to clasp his hands. Just super impressive performance. That dude can wrestle his ass off. There's an exchange late in the third, I think it is, where Bandit ducks his head for something, and... I'm sorry, not Bandit. Too many dudes named similar on this card. Brandon ducks his head.
It was tough Latin America Season 1.
Exactly. Brandon ducks his head for something. Barzola grabs onto a guillotine. Or no, wait, other way around. Sorry, Barzola ducks his head. Brandon grabs onto a guillotine, and Barzola is able to wrestle out of it. Maybe it's the other way around. Anyway, Barzola ends up hitting this super slick combination where he hits a snap down and takes the back off of a guillotine, and it's super slick. I don't remember which one of them was going for the guillotine, to be honest, because I have been drinking a bit, and it has been a bit since I've seen this, but very impressive performance. Speaking of impressive performances, Frankie Saenz.
How did he look? I know
dude, he looked great. Also, easy 30-27 for Barzola in that fight. Saenz hit a ton of body shots early. He also hit a bunch of counter doubles and big slams against the cage. Saenz did get a knockdown in the third with the right uppercut. Again, an easy 30-27. I wouldn't have given him a 26 just for the knockdown, but I'm leaning definitely towards 30-27, not even a question. And then the fucking Puelles Silva fight. Did you see this?
No, but I need to find it.
Dude, holy shit. Felipe Silva beat the living shit out of Puelles for 90% of this fight up until Puelles caught this knee bar. It's ridiculous. Puelles went for the knee bar early in the first, and then after that, he was just getting bombed on from top control. He got dropped and almost finished at the end of the second. Like getting bombed on.
I'm about to watch the spoiler right now.
Oh, for this fight?
It shows him secure it.
Oh, that's just for the... Yeah, no, you would have to see the whole thing.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? After this break, we'll watch it real quick, and we'll commentate on it before we talk about Bellator 200. But, dude, it's crazy. Essentially, Silva beats the shit out of Puelles.
Oh, dude, it's the hematoma in the corner of his fucking left eye.
Yeah, you see how bad his eye looks?
Oh.
Puelles gets the shit beat out of him for 3.5 rounds of this fight. And then gets a crazy desperation knee bar that he's gone for 4 other times and happens to catch it. It's wild. So, I believe they re-aired that on the...
It says he was down 54 significant strikes, so it was considered the greatest statistical comeback in lightweight history. That's interesting.
54 seems low. He got dropped... Once he got dropped and almost finished in the second, and then got dropped 2 more times in the third before catching that. It's crazy. So we will watch that, and then we will be right back with our take on. We'll give our picks for the Bellator 200 main card, which, spoiler alert, guys, there's a couple not good fights on this card. We should also mention Mirko dropped out because he's having his cemetery worked on. You know what I'm saying?
I actually don't know why he dropped out. I have no idea.
Oh, yeah, his knee surgery.
Oh.
Not on his hospital, but on his cemetery.
Oh, I get it now.
Ah! I like that joke. I saw it a couple times on Twitter, and I was
so confused.
Y'all are clever.
Like, I remember I seen something about Mirko. I was like, is that guy out or something? And I was like, why? I didn't know. I just thought he was out.
Yeah.
I didn't know why.
Yeah, there's a crazy picture of him looking like Sakuraba on a bed.
Well, all I could say is the other guy could be having surgery on his cemetery could be Rockhold, because he saved himself a visit to the,
Yeah, well, dude, to be fair,
Yeah.
Mirko evidently blew, like, all the shit out in his left knee.
Ooh.
Like, MCL, ACL, like, 3 or 4 different things in his knee. And I'm wondering...
Someone must have fallen on it, or they must have slammed him and he just landed.
Here's what we will look up during the break, and we will be right back with. I'm going to go look at a clip of the Gabriel Gonzaga knockout of Crow Cop and see if it was his left leg where all the fucking shit got broke the last time. Because I'm pretty sure it was. When Crow Cop got Crow Copped by Gonzaga. You know about this?
If I saw it, that would be recollection. Yeah, for sure. Like I would remember it.
Yeah, because I don't know if you ever saw that fight. You might have. Anyway, Chris is a filthy casual, y'all. So we will be back after
DK's the best.
That's right. Speaking of casuals, everyone rooting for Darren Till, hold your horses. We'll be right back to talk about that fight, and we will talk about. I'm gonna make Chris watch the Playas fight, and we will also recall whether or not it was Mirko's left leg that got Crow Copped by Gonzaga. So we'll be right back. Alright, we are back. I am drinking Genesee beer since we're what? A mile from Genesee Avenue?
Oh, I live off of Genesee. So.
Exactly, and we are not much further than that. Shouts out to San Diego. And, what are you drinking?
I decided to have a beer. I'm having what you tried earlier from Bell's in Comstock, Michigan. Larry's Latest. It's a sour ale. It's kettle soured ale with a dry hop burst. Really flavorful. I like it a lot.
Yeah, it's very good.
And the cover art is great. Kind of looks like the child of Lucille 2, if you've ever watched any of those Arrested Development fans out there.
Yeah.
A.K.A. Liza Minnelli's kid with Buster.
Yeah, if Liza Minnelli and Buster ever had a kid, it definitely looks like that, the hipster version of that. Also, maybe don't set that down there.
That's right. Don't want to do that.
Yeah, this Genesee beer also not bad. Have you had this?
No, I've never tried it.
Here, let me talk for a second. I will get a glass. Why don't you prep everybody for what we're about to talk about?
We're about to talk about Bellator 200. Unfortunately, there's a tape delay, so
boo.
Yeah, so we're not going to be watching it. Not live, at least. Yeah, this is in. I know it's in the United Kingdom. I believe.
Oh shit.
It's in London, England, in the United Kingdom, a.k.a. Great Britain, whatever you want to call it.
Well, I just stepped down from a London town.
Exactly. That's exactly how they all talk there in London.
Yeah. No, I know how this works.
You know?
I've seen Mary Poppins.
Yeah, right. That's...
Is that even in London?
I think it is. Yeah.
I would assume,
Dick
right?
Van Dyke played the dude with like all the bells and whistles.
Oh,
And the, hey. You know.
I heard there's a couple Van Dykes up in London. You know what I'm saying?
No, shut up, you fucking yank. That's all you'd get.
Yeah.
Or you wanker. Anyways, we're going to
I'd
go
use the word fag, but it's going to be inappropriate even if it's a joke.
Even if you wanted to smoke a fag up there, don't know.
That was the joke I was going to make, but then I was like, nah, that's not going to sell well.
Let's see.
It's not bad, right? Like, it's totally okay, the Genesee.
Yeah. I could see why Blake was like, oh, it's not good, in the sense that people were hyping it up there.
No, it's like a generic, light beer, but it's good. It's like a good, like, European type of lager. Not lager, I guess.
Anyways, so for this Bellator, this is going to be pretty quick. based
very
on
quick. Because
very
a
quick.
couple of these fights I got feels about, but not the good kind.
So since like most fighting promotions, wherever the fight is hosted at, they like to have as much local talent and stars as possible.
Yep, we are not going to cover the main, or the prelims rather, or post-lims also, for that matter, of this card, because Bellator prelims and post-lims are just whoever happens to be in the area for a lot of these, and they're pretty rough. So,
what we got going on here for the first fight of the main card,
unfortunately,
is Russia's Anastasia Yankova.
Yeah.
She's a looker, and she, according to this, is...
It's about all she's got going for her, as far as I can tell from tape study.
Yeah, so, as far as tape study, don't know what her style... It says kickboxing. It says she fights at AKA, according to this.
Sure. No, she does.
She's currently undefeated with a record of 5-0, 5'5". This is in the flyweight division.
Yeah.
Yes. So her last fight was on the Bellator 176 card, which was in April of last year, in 2017. She had a unanimous decision victory over Greece's Elena Kaliendo. I know I'm saying all that wrong. Don't know how to say Greek names. Unless you're Kostas Philippou, or whatever.
It's probably Kaliendo.
Kaliendo, yeah.
Now that I think about Philippou, how that's pronounced. But she had a win in that fight. Also, that was the co-main event, and it was catch weight. Wait, has she ever had a fight not a catch weight in Bellator?
Yeah, she's had one flyweight.
Not in Bellator.
So this chick does not make weight, or her opponents don't make weight?
I think she may... You know what? While you keep talking, I'm going to look up Bellator weigh-in results.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, they're not out yet. That'll be tomorrow.
No, okay.
So look forward to on our Friday show when we make fun of Yank. Everyone bet on Yankova not making weight.
Check out her Instagram. I'm assuming. I'm just letting everyone know.
No, yeah, her and Mackenzie Dern, I'm sure, are good friends.
Check out Paige Van Zant's new Instagram. And when I mean new, you'll see what we're talking about. We mentioned it earlier.
Also, she shouted herself out for buying.
Isn't she
herself.
like a wannabe cook now? I don't fucking know what's going on.
Dude, I don't know. I saw her boyfriend tweeting the UFC about how they should pick her up because he's a good fighter and also
pick him up, you mean, or
as a fighter, because he is a fighter, he has a decent record, but he's also PVZ's man. That was one of the criteria he tweeted out.
What weight class is he in? Probably like lightweight or some shit.
I think he might be a 70. To be fair though, he is out of Jake Smith's gym, who, as you guys know, anyone friends of the show know, we are big fans of Jake Smith. So I'm actually not, and I really like Chris Sunshine Williams. I like a lot of people at that gym actually.
That's Chael's gym
characters.
Too, right? Or is that she in a different part?
Yeah. It's the whatever gym out there. I want to say it's a Gracie Baja, but it's like that and a couple other ones.
In any sense, it's in Oregon, from the mean streets of Oregon, as CLP Sonnen would claim. Anyways, and the hot Russian chick's opponent is the UK's Kate Jackson. Kate Jackson has a record of 9-3-1. She fights out of Newquay, Cornwall, which is in England, if I recall correctly.
I mean, if you're fighting out of Cornwall, I would assume it's in England.
It's in England.
Sounds British as shit.
Well, it's weird because technically Scotland in North Ireland, Scotland's British, but if you ever tell it to a Scot, they'll want to punch you.
Well, that's what I mean. It's like no one ever called Scottish shit British. Unless you're really being a cunt
if you're
about
being
it.
a dick and almost too proper just because it's in the United Kingdom,
right?
You just look like an asshole.
It's like talking about the Northern Irish about the UK, where you're like, this is uncomfortable.
Well, yeah, it's because if you're British, the Northern Irish that are over there, they're Protestant, the British call it Derry, the town of Derry. Mm-hmm. But if you're Irish, like actually I think they call it Glenderry because there was that whole Protestant Catholic dispute, and then they renamed the town. And
they're all honkies to me.
Yeah, right. Well, remember Catholics aren't white people, right? Just kidding.
I thought that was Irish.
Well, no, but
I'm just kidding.
That was
you
the joke.
Fucking dirty wop.
No, I know, but that was the joke. It's just if it's Catholic, you want to take over the world because of the evil Pope.
No, I know. Hey, you and me are the worst. We're Polish and Italians.
Most Polish motherfuckers are Catholic too.
I was gonna say we are generally considered the lowest rung on these totem poles. So.
Yeah, right.
Kate Jackson. Yeah, Kate. So,
Kate
Jackson has the recent loss of Valerie Letourneau, and then a win over Colleen Schneider, which is huge.
That's a big win.
Especially since Colleen Schneider is huge for 125, from what I remember. And that was, to be fair, Colleen Schneider did blow out her knee in that fight, and she was doing okay up until that point. So you can't really hold that against her too much.
The Ultimate Fighter. This is why I recognize Kate Jackson.
Yeah, you know her from Tough. She fought a couple people.
Oh, that's why. Yeah.
Yeah. Hence the UFC.
Team Claudia. It says it literally right there.
It literally says Team Claudia. Yeah. She did have the win over Cabello and the win over Ashley Yoder, which, and to be fair, only lost in the UFC was to Tatiana Suarez, which looks real good in retrospect.
Yeah.
So.
I think on that note, I think I'm going with the Brit Kate Jackson. I haven't seen Yankova fight. Yeah, no, I just gotta go by who she's fought. I'm going Kate Jackson. Well,
right now, spoiler alert, I'm going Kate Jackson too. Right now, Anastasia Yakova is a -120 favorite. We'll go by 5 dimes odds. Anastasia Yakova is a -120 favorite, whereas Kate Jackson is a -110 underdog. And yeah, I 100% have Kate Jackson too. Well, I would not be surprised if Yankova won a shitty split decision, or just a shitty decision in general. I think Jackson.
I gotta go like this.
I think Jackson is pretty clearly going to take this.
What do you think your method is?
It's going to be a decision, in my opinion, but I think she just is better at blitzing. She has sharper stand-up. She's not going to throw as many naked kicks and terrible head and arm throws as Anastasia Yankova always does in her fights. That drives me fucking nuts. So I just have to take Kate Jackson off of head and arm throw factor alone.
Yeah. That's not a bad call. Yeah. I can see that.
Dude,
but then again, I haven't seen
the amount of head and arm throws Anastasia Yankova went for. Terrible ones, like Paige Van Zandt, makes Paige Van Zandt look like an expert at head and arm throws type shit. It's upsetting, and she's been out for a bit, if I remember right. So we'll see. But anyway, Aaron Chalmers up next.
I noticed. Yeah. Aaron Chalmers is fighting Ashley Griffiths.
He is a local, and he's also 3-0.
I just like how Aaron Chalmers is fighting out of England from Newcastle, and Ashley Griffiths is fighting out of Hartlepool. But they have England has its own flag for Griffiths, but just the state flag.
Well, if you go to Chalmers, I know he's fought in Bama a bunch, which Bama I believe is. I guess it's a
it looks like he just fought a bunch of English guys.
Yeah.
They're all Brits, but you know what I mean. Just If you're like, it's
England.
It's basically like if we treated it here in the U.S. like they do in the UK, my flag would be a California state flag because it's such a huge fucking state.
Yeah.
But then again, our country's 50 states, not like 4.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or on a more micro level,
Regions.
California City or San Diego City versus San Diego County kind of thing. Yeah.
But yeah, basically the UK's 4 big fucking regions, not states. But they're like their own countries.
Yeah, for sure. But so this fight is a giant setup fight for Aaron Chalmers. I'm not even gonna front. Yo, you know who wants Aaron Chalmers to win in this fight? Fucking Bellator.
Let me see.
Griffiths. I don't.
So Chalmers is what, 3-0?
Yeah.
This is a welterweight bout.
This is like Ashley the kind of upsetting.
Oh, I see. Yeah, 4-6.
This is the kind of upsetting. Look at his last 4 fights. This is the kind of upsetting matchmaking that Bellator's been doing since Scott Coker took over. That is a bummer, man. Because they didn't used to do this shit.
I just kind of fucked up.
They would do a little bit of it, but back in the tournament days with Bjorn, they would do a lot more of actual, very fair, very legitimate competitions between people. And that shit has kind of fallen by the wayside lately. And this is a good example of it, as is the Anastasia Yankova fight, despite that actually being a better matchup. This is crazy.
So what do you think in Chalmers by...
Well, here's the problem. Yeah, Chalmers is all he does is he's going to come forward and throw giant wing counter bombs. I was going to say,
isn't it just wings? I remember seeing this guy fight.
Yeah, we've seen him fight in Bama.
Ridiculous amount of fucking tattoos. Looks like an idiot.
We've watched him fight in Bama.
I shouldn't talk shit on a fucking fighter because he'd kill me, but he just looks like a giant moron. All these fucking tattoos.
Well, the tattoos never help. I mean, he looks like Mike Perry, which never helps anybody. But he's going to come forward winging bombs like he always does, because that's what he does. In every single fight. If you scroll down, all of his 3 wins are... Let's do a combined time on all 3. He's fought a combined 3 and like... Yeah, under that. Like 3 minutes and like 20 seconds ever as a pro. All he does is come forward and wing bombs. That's his entire game.
So what you're saying is if Ash Griffiths
has good
elusiveness, yeah, or he can grind him out and tire him out, right? The guy has no cardio.
Absolutely, he could do that. He won't though because he is so fucking hittable in the feet.
And he's on a 4-fight losing streak.
To dudes who are not giant killers on the feet, and he's been getting. Especially, he is very willing to dive onto guillotines and end up on bottom, which is the place where Aaron Chalmers has ground and pounded a lot of people.
Dude, for all we know, Ash Griffiths might actually be a 100-year-old vampire, considering he doesn't have an available age, date of birth. What if this isn't even him in this
Or picture? Nickname. I heard vampires aren't allowed to have nicknames.
Yeah. Interesting, though.
Or heights.
Kind of ironic, considering his name is Ashley, because it makes me think of the Evil Dead, Ashley Williams.
So, he actually goes by Ash, from what I understand.
Yeah.
But, so I'm, spoiler alert, going with Aaron Chalmers by first round TKO in a very upsetting manner that is unbecoming of Bellator pretending to be a legitimate organization.
Yeah, let me guess.
It's fucking upsetting,
going to get on the mic and be like, who's fucking next? Or just some dumb shit.
I don't know. To be fair, I haven't heard a ton of Chalmers speak.
Oh, never mind. He's not like he doesn't do the same Dylan Dennis charade. Excuse me, I'm thinking.
He's not out of that. Yeah, he's not out of that camp. If that's what you're asking.
Yeah.
But man, I don't know. It's upsetting matchmaking. It's not. This is like Dylan Dennis-esque matchmaking, which is like fine if that's what you want to do, but like don't. The first 2 fights on this card should not be on this card. Let's be real. They should be on the undercard. Although, now we transition to very legitimate, real fights.
Yeah. This next fight's interesting. So we got San Diego Zone, Alliance's Zone, Phil Mr. Wonderful Davis, who I've seen in real life, and he is a freak specimen.
And a very nice dude.
Very nice person. Really, really humble guy. Cool guy. Fighting against United Kingdom's, I don't know, he could be from Wales, I don't fucking know.
Good point.
Linton Vassell, The Swarm.
Yep. I hope he's from Mumbles. I love Mumbles. Mumbles is great. No, Mumbles is a city in...
No, I know. I'm trying to remember where... Is that
the Mumbles?
Is it in Wales?
Home of the Mumbles Mile in Wales. Yeah.
It is in Wales. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a city in Wales named after tits.
I know Jack Marshman's from Wales.
Yeah.
And it sounds like that's why it's probably that's like a lot of Welsh people mumble. Yeah, I mean, I just want to go in there to fight.
Even better than that, there's a city in Wales called Mumbles because it's named after tits, and they have a stretch of bars called the Mumbles Mile, where you go and you have one drink in 10 different bars over that mile in one night, and you've completed the Mumbles Mile.
That sounds
Shouts
fun.
out to Zane Lamprey and the Three Sheets
I'm definitely going to
TV
Wales
show.
Next time I go back to Europe.
It's fucking awesome. It's a great... Highly recommend checking that out.
Get some fucking shepherd's pie, shank a lamb, dude.
Yeah, no, they have great food. Well, they have relatively great food from the UK.
Yeah. So last time we saw Phil Davis... last time I saw him fight, he had that split decision loss to Ryan Bader.
Yep.
I don't remember how I scored that.
Ryan Bader took that fight. It was close though.
Yeah.
But we were watching that on the way to the theater to watch Chael and everybody.
Oh yeah, I was driving. You're
like, I'm trying to get on. Yeah, we were watching it on my phone. via super legitimate means.
Via the Bellator and Paramount, the Spike TV app.
Yeah, that was a thing back then when Paramount was totally...
Spike TV app at the time.
Was that a thing? Was that ever a thing?
Probably.
Okay, we're using that then.
Linton Vassell, last time we saw him, he got knocked the fuck out by Ryan Bader.
Yeah. Well, in kind of a wild fight when you rewatch it. It was pretty competitive up until Ryan Bader just started fucking the shit out of him and pounding him out. But the first round was pretty competitive.
Yeah, before that, Vassell had lost to fellow Brit Liam McGeary.
Won.
He won. I'm not colorblind. That's green. He beat Liam McGeary via choke. Yep. Oh, I remember I saw that fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the same night as UFC 220.
Jalen McDonald.
Yep. He also has a win versus Francis Carmont.
Frankie Carter's and the big homie Emmanuel Newton.
Oh, wow, he lost to Muhammad Lawal, that's right.
Way back in 2015, yeah.
Well, this is kind of a pretty close fight. I
would argue it is, yeah. I think it's going to be very competitive.
I haven't seen enough of... Okay, it says he used to be Blackzilians. I don't know if he's with Combat 365. He probably would.
I would assume
so. He'd probably stick with Henry
I don't
Hoof.
know off the top of my head. I haven't looked into it, to be honest. I could definitely see him still being with those guys, though. That's what I would assume. Unless he's training in the UK with people.
Yeah. I don't really kind of know who to pick. I don't know Vassell's counter wrestling. That's the thing.
Vassell's counter wrestling is good. However, it's not Ryan Bader good or
How's his
Muhammad
striking?
Lawal good. Good. Look at his knockouts.
Yeah.
They're all knockouts. That's not true. They're all subs. But he does have some decent knockouts. Let me put it this way. Dude's a good kickboxer. However, he can be hesitant to use the kickboxing because of people's takedowns.
So my thoughts are it's going to go one of two ways. I don't think anyone gets finished in this fight. I think Davis scores off of points, does good footwork, and just kind of pieces him up kind of the whole time. Maybe takes him down a couple of times and just gets a decision victory there. Or Vassell pieces him up on the feet, can't finish Davis, and gets a hometown advantage decision via the judges.
So that's the one thing I'm curious
about. I'm really
about,
leaning towards picking Vassell, actually, as much.
Why don't you do that then?
That's what I'm going. I really think that's what's going to happen. I think Davis.
I think this goes to decision either way.
Yeah, and I think they're going to give it to Vassell. I'm not going to say right now, it won't be justified, because I'm not a fucking judge. I'll just have to wait and see when I eventually watch this fight.
But you got to wonder, if
I think it's going to be a huge factor in this fight. It really will be. So I'm going Vassell by decision.
Yeah, you got to figure, if it does go to decision, you got to think Vassell has a huge advantage there. I'm going to go Phil Davis, mostly because I think Phil Davis just has...
You think decision?
Yeah. I don't think Phil finishes. If you look at Phil's record, when's the last time he finished a fight?
Francis Carmont.
That's my point.
But that's almost 3 years ago.
Yeah, and Francis Carmona is hittable in a way.
He got finished by Vassell too. Yeah.
In a way that Vassell is not hittable,
he didn't. Well, either way.
No, but that was during a tournament, I believe. I think the Frankie Carr's Vassell fight was in that one.
No, it's a regular one.
Was it? Oh, okay. I thought that was during that one tournament they did, but maybe not.
This was Davis Dynamite. Yeah.
Oh,
that's
why
he finished him. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking of. But anyway, yeah, I got to go Phil Davis. Just number one because I'm a big San Diego homer and I love Phil Davis. And you know what? That's enough reason. And also, I think this goes to decision anyway. I think if it goes to decision, Phil Davis has a better chance of edging it out aside from hometown judging.
So next up we have the UK zone, and still hyped, right?
MVP Michael Van Page, very much so hyped.
Yeah, too bad he's never gonna fight Paul Daly.
Oh Jesus, let's not talk about that.
Yeah, I'm kidding. No, that's why.
Also, I think Paul Daly kills Michael Van Page. This fight will tell a lot about that, though.
He's going up against Don Rickles' grandson, David Rickles. Just kidding.
I was gonna say. They look a little different. Also, I would argue one is probably funnier.
Yeah, I would think so.
I love Don Rickles. Don Rickles is
rest
fucking
in
hilarious.
peace. He's fucking
one of the greatest
legend.
Funny drunks.
I saw him
ever.
on that Netflix Jerry Seinfeld show, the comedians in cars getting coffee. This is pretty great on there. They just rip each other the whole time. I'm
sure. I love the old Dean Martin roast with all those dudes. They're the fucking best shit ever. So racist, unfortunately. Which is the only. Anytime Sammy Davis Jr. is on a panel, I'm like, oh god.
Oh, like you mean their jokes at the time?
Oh my god.
Well, yeah, because back then they couldn't get called out. Obviously, if you could never do it now, and I hope they wouldn't do it now. But if you I know what you mean.
But there's a couple of those dudes like Rickles and what's the other dude?
There's Dean Martin. Well, the Rat Pack was what? Sammy Davis Jr., Dean Martin, and Frank Sinatra?
No, but fuck them. All the funny comedians were...
Who's the guy from...
There's like Paul Mooney and...
who was the older comedian? Jackie Gleason. He was one of those...
Gleason was funny. Gleason's hilarious. There's another dude... I can't remember right now. Either. But anyway. Way off topic.
We got MVP versus David Rickles.
Yep. I think this is the...
From the United States, by the way.
First off, we should say...
Is David Rickles.
Best matchup that MVP has ever... Like, toughest matchup MVP's ever had. Oh, yeah. Shit. Who else has he faced?
I mean, I don't know.
Name someone you know the name of.
The only fight I've seen is when he fucking caved in Salvador Santos' head.
No, that's not true. That's not true. We watched that terrible Fernando Gonzalez fight.
Yeah. Dude, that fight was really bad.
Where he did nothing but do like fucking wave motions at him.
That was really bad. I fucking hated that fight. It was garbage.
It was bad. And that, by the way, that was...
And Gonzalez kept going like, I won, like at the end of the fight.
Also, was the... He fought more as recently as Conor McGregor has.
Good point. BK, but yeah, good point.
Oh, shit. I even thought to myself earlier today, hey, I need to remember to say BK when I say this. No,
I'm just gonna like every once in a while when I anticipate news about BK, I'm just gonna bring you some from Burger King, or I'll just bring Burger King just as a reminder.
Some BK fries up.
I'll just be like this. I'll just hold it up real quick.
Bring a fucking one of those.
No, I'll just wear the crown. I'll just wear the crown the whole time.
Yeah.
So, or if you know who's on, then I'll just bring some McDonald's. Anyways, David Rickles. So I've never heard of this guy, but you know me, I don't watch.
What, you never heard of David Cameron Rickles? Scroll down. You've probably seen him fight. She's been around forever.
Oh, Piccolotti.
Keep scrolling down. Okay. Like, dude's been around forever.
Oh, Melvin Gillard, Bobby Cooper.
Keep scrolling down.
Oh, I think I definitely
before Bellator,
I think I did see him get knocked the fuck out by Mike Chandler.
You definitely did. Keep scrolling down though. He's been around forever. He's fought everybody.
Okay. Oh no.
Sadawad.
Excuse me for the disrespect.
Keep scrolling down because it keeps going. Like, dude has fought everybody. So, yeah. No, Dave Cameron Rickles is tough as shit. And yeah, coming off the win over Adam Piccolotti, who looked fantastic last weekend.
Oh shit.
Remember Adam Piccolotti just beat go ahead and click on it. I forget who it is. He just beat a decent name. Adam Piccolotti did. Nope. Hit back. Click on Adam Piccolotti instead.
Oh, yeah, that works.
We just talked about this.
Oh, yeah, Carrington Banks.
Yeah. Super dominant win over Carrington Banks.
Oh, wow, he's fighting already again? Jesus, that's kind of...
No, Adam Piccolotti's not fighting.
He's not fighting.
The guy who beat Adam Piccolotti is fighting.
I just confused myself. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no, but that's a big win. Also wins over... Yeah, I mean, he had that weird no contest against Melvin Gillard, but I think that was because of some weird drug shit. Or something. I think that was when Melvin popped for coke.
Ooh.
I want to say.
That's fun.
And then he has wins over Bobby Cooper, who is, you guys would know because of Amanda.
I was going to say, is any relation to Amanda Bobby
Husband
Cooper?
of Amanda.
Oh.
Or at least former husband. I don't know if they're still married. But yeah, that's where the name comes from. And so, Dave Rickles has just been around and been beating dudes or fighting dudes forever. John Alessio, he's supposed to fight. He had the no contest against Michael Chandler. If you keep scrolling down, it's just a list of giant names that he's been. Patricia Pitbull, Mike Chandler again, Sadawad, Jason Fletcher, bunch of tough motherfuckers.
Oh yeah, I remember David Rickles. Ambrose. Yeah.
David Rickles is a tough come forward type dude who will just walk through your shit and throw hooks.
Muay Thai. Oh shit. Dude, he's probably gonna catch MVP in some clinch work.
Well, the thing is he will just pressure. That's his thing, is he'll just pressure the shit out of MVP and try and, like, just throw hooks into the clinch where he's gonna work random, like, single collar ties and knees off breaks type shit. The question is whether or not that's gonna actually affect MVP.
Yeah.
So we haven't really seen him fight that type of fight. So, should be interesting.
You know what? I'm gonna go Rickles, even though I've seen him knocked out. I don't mean to disrespect him. I'm being such an asshole right now.
It's not the nicest.
Yeah. I'm going with him, though, because Michael Venom, dude, his last fight against that dude he should have knocked out was so lame.
That was 2 years ago, too.
Yeah, no, I'm going Rickles, man.
A year and a half.
You know what, fuck it. Rickles via decision, because I don't know the chin on page. I don't know what his chin is like, so I'm going Rickles decision.
I'm going to do the same.
Yeah.
I just pick against layoffs, man. You can't have a year and a half or more layoff and...
Like, the only person
and your last fight
I
before that
feel like
shit.
immune to that is, like, Dominic Cruz. But that's because his mentality's...
Well, also, it depends on who you're fighting. Like, if MVP was fighting a dude who is going to outside kickbox with him, I'd feel different.
Yeah. Muay Thai is a big deterrent to outside kickboxing.
Well, for me, it's like... David Rickles is always going to push a pace. So it's a question of whether or not MVP is 100% capable of catching David Rickles early. If he catches David Rickles early in that fight, he can 100% finish it. If he doesn't, that is a long fucking 3 rounds for MVP after a year and a half layoff. Because David Rickles is going to be in his face throwing hooks the entire time. So he can't just play that cute outside, like, oh, I'm just going to fucking, like, teep kick you and throw wild kicks and single shots from the outside. I think Rickles is going to get in his face and make it real ugly. I think I'm curious to see how he responds to it anyway. So
okay, the main event of the evening. I can't remember what the regular main event wasn't. That Crow Cop and Nelson originally, and then
Crow Cop Nelson, and then Crow Cop dumb broke his own shit. Also, we should mention we rewatched that fight. Crow Cop definitely fucked up his right leg when he got Crow Copped, not his left leg. So that worries me double as much because now both of Crow Cop's knees are sketchy. But also, how good was that fucking UFC fight where a dude came back with the knee bar?
Yeah, shouts out to Claudio Puelles.
Puelles, yeah.
That shit was nuts.
That was a dope ass comeback. We just watched that too. It was real good. Anyway.
So the main event, the new main event of the evening, and I have a confession to make.
More of a main event than the original main event.
And I have a confession to make. I have never seen Rafael Carvalho fight. Ever. I've seen.
Scroll down.
There's a caveat. I've seen the knockout highlight that he did against the Italian dude in Rome, wherever they fought,
Sakara.
Yeah, I did see that, but I've never seen him and sat down for a full fight.
To be fair,
fair,
he's fought on a lot of overseas cards that Bellator do on tape.
That's what I said. They said they have him fight in Italy like a fuckload of times.
Melvin Manhoef is the other good example of that.
So, based on who was it? Heavy Hands. I think when I was listening to him earlier today, was talking about how underrated Carvalho is. I think they were talking about him, which is why I'm afraid to pick Mousasi, because you know what I mean. But that's just based on me, who hasn't really seen him fight, and I can't confidently just go in there and say, "Oh, he's the champ." Given the benefit of the doubt. He's a Brazilian fighter.
Yeah, he's
very good. I know Mousasi didn't look that great against the Shlemenko guy, but he did get his orbital fucked in the very first minute. And dude, we've seen prime moves.
Arguably.
Yeah, we've seen prime moves, dude. Look what he did to Weidman.
Who has he lost to outside of spinning shit? Uriah Hall.
Yeah. Before that,
Jacare.
In 2014.
Yeah, and Rafael Carvalho is no Jacare. However, Rafael Carvalho is super slick. The problem is Rafael Carvalho has never faced any kind of competition anywhere near the level of Gegard. Outside of dudes like Joe Schilling.
I was gonna say Joe Schilling based on the the kickboxing.
Well, and like dudes like Joe Schoen and Brandon Halsey are very good, but they're not well rounded.
Decent kick. I mean, he's Dutch.
I mean, he's amazing. He's an amazing kickboxer. But that's the thing. He's an amazing kickboxer. You could wrestle fuck the shit out of him.
And Gegard has fantastic takedown defense.
That's the thing. Is like there's a lot of these guys that like while Rafael Carvalho did beat them, they're also towards the tail end of their career and. They're very one-dimensional, whereas Gegard is the opposite of that. Gegard will kind of play whatever kind of game you want to play with him if he thinks he can win there. And if he doesn't think he can win there, he's very good at transitioning to a place where he can. So, I'm leaning Gegard pretty heavily in this one.
I think I'm going to go him too, and I know... I don't know whether to go decision or finish.
I would say, here, click on Carvalho.
I'd probably go decision based on this. Carvalho guy seems like a top guy.
Yeah, does he have any losses?
Oh, I apologize for that.
It's all good. Oh, his very first fight, that doesn't count.
Submitted like 7
years ago. Yeah, no. So, I would say, go to Gegard's record again. I would say Gegard via decision, probably, if I was to guess. I think the main thing here is I think Gegard's going to have the better cardio. I think Gegard's going to be more well-rounded where he's going to be able to work the fight to the places he's good at. And he's very good at that ability. I mean, against extremely high-level competition, he's just about always been able to do that, is to fight the fight he wants to fight, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm going to go Gegard via decision, but... if Carvalho gets his win, that would be fucking humongous.
Oh, that's huge for him. Huge for the rest of that division.
It would make that division very interesting. Because you gotta wonder how many 85ers at that point look at that shit and they're like...
Fuck.
Listen, man, look at how fucked 85 is in the UFC. I think I could take a dude who took Gegard.
Dude, I almost would think there'd be
You wonder, like what the wide men think
I was gonna say, like... I feel like there'd be like any 185ers or close to the end of their contract. Let me go to Bellator and get that strap.
Although like the Weidmans wouldn't do it because of Sarah, but like there's a couple dudes though that I bet would get that name out there. Which way are you leaning on that?
I'm gonna go Gegard.
You're going Gegard too, decision?
Yeah.
Cool, man. We will wrap this here, but this has been fun.
Yeah.
We will be back on Friday to record. We're recording this on Wednesday, just after the Ultimate Fighter, actually, which was an okay episode.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
I heard it.
That one guy thought absorbing all the strikes with his head and throwing his hands up in the air was a good idea.
Yeah. I had heard that it was going to be a good episode of the Ultimate Fighter this week. It was okay, I guess. But we will be back on Friday, which I'm excited about because we're going to have a bunch of MMA stuff to talk about, MMA podcast stuff to talk about specifically. Because, oh boy, has there been some news and stuff going on. So keep an eye out for that. We will be talking about a ton of dope podcasts. Spoiler alert, the ones that you guys should probably already know about by now is... GSP was on Rogan's podcast today when we're recording this, so you should definitely check that out. I haven't listened to it yet, but I'm assuming it's fucking amazing. Saw a quote about GSP's 3 favorite things being women, dinosaurs, and beating people at things that they think can't be done. Or something like that.
He likes doing the impossible.
Yeah, so that should be a lot of fun.
Or improbable.
Improbable, right. So that should be a lot of fun. So keep an eye out for that, and we will be back later on Friday. Chris, you got anything else you wanted to shout out?
Not at the moment.
Perfect. Well, we'll be back in 2-3 days, and until then, everybody, follow us on Twitter, TSOV Pod, YouTube, The Sound of Violence, website, thesoundofviolence.com. Give us a rating on iTunes or wherever you listen to the show, all that bullshit. Until next time, everybody. Go do something decadent. We out. Bye.